Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh.
Yo, what's up everyone, this is Blue Nova and I'm here to bring you guys a new tutorial on Future's song called Love Thy Enemies off his project Save Me. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Also hit the bell notification icon so that you're notified every time there's a new video. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Just for this tutorial, we're just gonna work with the vocal instead of just playing it with the instrumental. So just bear with me. Let's turn off everything on the master and I'm gonna show you guys what I did with the vocal. So let's turn off all these effects. And the first thing we have is Antares Autotune. Keep in mind, if you don't have my version of Autotune, then you really just need the most important things are just the key and the scale, and then the amount of Autotune, which Future has a lot on his voice in this specific song. So you want to keep it around like 5 or 10. Input type, I keep it on low male voice. And if you do have the same one as mine, which mine is pretty old, you can just freeze the screen and copy these settings. But like I said, you can get the vocal and the entire vocal kit folder on bluenovabeats.com just to jump straight to it, and you'll have everything provided here. So let's play with the Autotune.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh. Oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh.
Alright, so if you don't have Antares Autotune, I have y'all on a backup which will be inside the folder too. I provide a picture and it'll have the same exact settings. So you can see it's on C major, and then the amount of Autotune is all the way up because like I said, there's a lot of Autotune on this song specifically. So I'm gonna play it so you guys can hear it.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh. Oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh.
Alright, so now that we have that, the next thing we're gonna do is use a fruity limiter, and what we're gonna use for this is just a compressor. So once you load it up, click compress and then change your release. You want to have it at about 73.22, and the head you want to turn that down to about 0.38. The ratio, I keep the ratio at about 2 to 1, and then the knee just turn it all the way to the right. Now your threshold, you just want to bring it down to where it's just at the peak of your vocal. So usually with my compressor, I just bring it down to usually the lowest point of the vocal so that the whole vocal is just complete and even throughout the whole thing. So this is what it sounds like and looks like.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh. Oh.
So you can see this a lot of compression going on.
Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh.
But like I said, I get it to around like probably the most lowest point.
Roses, roses, I sent.
So after that, we're gonna use a parametric EQ too. Now with Future's vocals in this song, it's a guitar song which is pretty chill. So his vocals don't have extreme high-end frequencies. It's not extremely sharp. So what you want to do is just clean out the low muddiness area. And in some of the areas that you do need to take care of, it's going to be around like the 200 region. Also a little bit towards the 300 region, 397 and right here at 603. So that's going to be important to know, and you just want to do some cutting and just lower it about like 3.5 to 4 decibels, and that'll clean up the mix of the vocals. So this is what the vocals will sound like with the EQ.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh. Oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh. Oh.
All right, cool. So after that, we're going to have an ultra pitch 6 voice mono, my bad, but this is a Waves plugin. So what this is gonna do, this is gonna provide the actual effect that you guys hear. It's gonna sound like that wide stereo image kind of vocal with the low male voice inside of it too. So if we were to load this up, this is what is going, well, it's not going to be exactly on these settings, but these are the settings you guys do need to have. So you can freeze the screen, copy these settings, or like I said, you can get the whole thing on bluenovabeats.com. Keep in mind that like I said, you just got to do some adjusting to these settings before it actually works. So this is what it sounds like.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh. Oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh, oh.
All right, and just to explain the ultra pitch six voices, in order to get that sound, what it is a lot of panning to left and right. You can see some vocals have different pitches right here. You can see that the panning is hard left to 45, and also there's some 45 to the right. So you can see some of these projections going in that direction, and the lead vocal is just centered right here. So that's what you're gonna notice. And also the pitch, you can see some are in unison, some are off different octaves. So that's what gives it that low grittiness and some of the panning. And also there's gonna be, I think, some high gritty like kind of vocal projections going on in the left and right. So that's what this effect does. After that, you want to have a fruity limiter. Now we're using this just to even out the vocal and just to get everything consistent and well in order for the entire vocal. So once you load in the fruity limiter, get the release and bring the all the way down to 0. Leave the attack and the head alone, and just bring your ceiling down. I like to bring my ceiling down to -3, and after that, just bring up the gain to the ceiling.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh, oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh, oh.
All right, now you can see it's being heavily squished against the limiter. And like I said, there's not an exact number for how far you have to push your vocals against the ceiling, but you just have to do it to where your vocals sound pretty good. And it's really just a listening thing. Just make sure you push your vocals until everything sounds consistent. Now after that, we're going to use the de-esser stereo by Waves, and all this is gonna de-ess the sibilance in the vocals. So with the frequency, I leave it just at 5506. Sidechain, just make sure that's on high pass, and monitor, make sure that's audio. Now just bring your threshold down to it's hitting my preference is the lowest point of the vocal, so that when the sibilance passes by, it's just taking care of that sibilance area.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh, oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh, oh.
All right, so after that, what's also very important is the reverb in this track. So you have to have some stereo imaging. It's good enough to just have the reverb, but this is the important part. Turn the knob right here to the left, which activates the stereo in the reverb. Now the wet level, you want to have that at about around 60%. Future vocals in this song has a lot of reverb, and it's really ambient because it suits well with the guitar. Also with the bass, just turn it all the way to 100, size of the room to 100. Diffusion, that's all the way up. And then with the low cut, I have that straight down in the middle, and then the high cut, there's a little bit, and that goes to 1.3. So that's just it for the first reverb. And also with the decay time, the reverb travels for a good amount of time, so you want to have that at around 3.8. So this is what it sounds like with the first reverb.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh, oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh, oh.
All right, so after that, there's one last reverb on the vocal, and this one is going to act as a reverb delay. Instead of using a actual delay, I noticed that Future has a reverb delay in his vocals. So in order to project that same thing, just you want to make sure your stereo is turned all the way to the left, and the wet level is all the way to 67%. And what's very important, the delay, how you activate that is this right here. So some people kind of might get confused. I think there's like few dots around the ring right here. In order to change that, just click right here, and that takes it off and brings it back. So as far as where I put it at 3, and that's what keeps it back in time with the delay. So I'm gonna take off the first reverb so you guys can hear what the reverb sounds like without it being flooded out.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh, oh.
So you can hear the reverb coming back in a little bit late, but not exactly when the vocal is playing in time. So This is what it sounds like with the first reverb and then the reverb delay right here.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh, oh. Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh, oh, oh.
Alright, so the very last thing is just a master channel, which is using a Fruity Convolver. And what this is gonna do is just gonna make sure that the entire mix does not go past 15K. And like what I've always said in every tutorial, every song is not cut at 15K. It really just cleans up the entire song, and I guess it's really what professionals are doing now, because I'm hearing it and I'm seeing it in every song. So you want to make sure you have this, but like I said, you can get it on BlueNovaBeats.com. The Fruity Soft Clipper is the very last thing, and like I said, we're just using the instrument. We're just using the vocal. We're not using the instrumental in this tutorial. So this is what the vocal will sound like with the Fruity Convolver on it.
Love my enemies, love my enemies. Oh.
And you can see right here that the vocal is being cut at the area.
Making love to the enemy, making love to the enemy. Oh. Oh.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you get the same vocal effect as Future in his song Love Thy Enemy. I know a lot of people heard it and was just probably blown away. I know when I heard it, I knew I had to do a tutorial. So if you liked the video, make sure to thumbs up, make sure to subscribe. If you need your song mixed and mastered, just go to BlueNovaBeats.com, go to the contact form on the very bottom, and then you can send me a message through there. If you need any beats, just scroll back up to the top, go to the store, and just get any beats you want. And as far as vocal presets, you can get any vocal preset for majority artists that are out right now, and also vocal bundle that's there too. But I'll catch you guys on the next video, and thank you all for watching.